In a small, tranquil village nestled between rolling hills and lush forests, there lived a young woman named Nia. Her beauty was renowned throughout the region, but it was her gentle spirit and wisdom that made her truly special. From a young age, Nia had always believed in the power of fate, and this belief only deepened when a revered seer from a neighboring village foretold her future. One day, while the sun bathed the land in golden light, Nia visited the seer, seeking answers about her future. The seer, an old man with eyes that seemed to see beyond the physical world, looked deep into her soul and smiled. "Your future husband," he said with certainty, "is a man named David. He will come into your life soon, and you will know him by his kindness, strength, and love. But beware, for the path to finding your true David will be filled with challenges." Nia returned home with the prophecy ringing in her ears. The name David echoed in her mind, filling her with a sense of anticipation. She wondered what he would be like and how she would recognize him. Days turned into weeks, and Nia kept the seer's words close to her heart. One morning, while gathering water from the village well, Nia encountered a stranger. He was tall, with broad shoulders and a warm smile that immediately put her at ease. "My name is David," he introduced himself, and Nia felt a flutter in her heart. Could this be the David the seer had spoken of? As they talked, she found him kind and thoughtful, just as the seer had described. But later that day, as Nia walked through the village market, she met another man. He too was named David, and like the first, he had a kind heart and a gentle demeanor. Nia was taken aback, and as the day progressed, she met 3 more men, each one named David. All of them seemed to possess the qualities the seer had foretold. Nia's mind was in turmoil. How could all 5 of these men be named David? And how could each one of them embody the traits the seer had described? The prophecy had been clear, but now she was more confused than ever. She had expected to meet one David, not 5, and she didn't know how to proceed. That night, Nia lay awake, her thoughts racing. She replayed her encounters with each David in her mind, searching for clues that might help her discern the true one. But the more she thought about it, the more uncertain she became. Each David was kind, strong, and loving in his own way. How was she supposed to choose? Determined to find clarity, Nia decided to seek the seer once more. Perhaps he could help her understand the true meaning of the prophecy. The next morning, she set out on the journey to the neighboring village, her heart heavy with uncertainty. When she arrived, she was met with devastating news. The seer had passed away the previous day. Nia's heart sank. She had been counting on him to guide her, and now he was gone. Without his wisdom, how could she possibly find the right David? Nia returned to her village, determined to find her true match on her own. She decided to spend time with each David, hoping that by getting to know them better, she would be able to discern which one was destined to be her husband. She began with the first David, the one she had met at the well. They spent the day together, walking through the fields and talking about their hopes and dreams. Nia found him to be gentle and sincere, with a deep love for nature. He spoke of his desire to build a home surrounded by gardens, where they could live in harmony with the earth. The next day, Nia spent time with the second David, the one she had met in the market. He was a skilled craftsman, known throughout the village for his beautiful carvings. As they walked through the village, he showed her the various pieces he had created, each one a testament to his talent and dedication. Nia admired his work and appreciated his passion for his craft. He spoke of his desire to create a home filled with beauty and art, a place where they could live surrounded by the things they loved. Nia felt a connection to him, but she still couldn't shake the feeling of uncertainty. On the third day, Nia met with the third David, a farmer who worked tirelessly to provide for his family. He was strong and dependable, with a deep sense of responsibility. As they walked through his fields, he spoke of his dreams for the future, of building a life that would ensure security and prosperity for their family. Nia admired his work ethic and his dedication to his loved ones. She could see herself living a stable and fulfilling life with him. But once again, she felt a nagging doubt. Was he the true David? The fourth David was a musician, known for his beautiful songs that filled the village with joy. As Nia spent time with him, she was captivated by his talent and his passion for music. He spoke of his dream to create a life filled with melody and harmony, where they could share their love for music with the world. Nia found herself enchanted by his creativity and his zest for life. She could see herself living a joyful and artistic life with him, but the uncertainty still lingered. Finally, Nia met with the fifth David, a traveler who had seen many parts of the world. He was adventurous and curious, with a deep love for learning and exploring new places. As they walked together, he shared stories of his travels and spoke of his desire to continue exploring the world with her by his side. Nia was drawn to his sense of adventure and his thirst for knowledge. She could imagine a life filled with excitement and discovery with him, but the question remained. Was he the true David? After spending time with each David, Nia was more confused than ever. Each man had qualities she admired, and she could see herself building a life with any one of them. But the prophecy had been clear. Only one David was her true match, and she had to find him. Nia knew she couldn't make this decision lightly. Her future depended on it, and she was determined to make the right choice. She decided to take some time to reflect on her experiences with each David, hoping that the answer would reveal itself in time. As Nia slept that night, she had a vivid dream. In the dream, she was standing in a beautiful garden, surrounded by flowers of every color. The air was filled with the sweet scent of blooming jasmine and the sound of birds singing in the trees. In the center of the garden stood a large tree with branches that stretched towards the sky. Under the tree, she saw the 5 Davids, each one holding a different object: a flower, a carving, a basket of fruit, a musical instrument, and a map. They approached her one by one, offering her their gifts. Nia felt a deep sense of peace in the garden, but when she woke up, the confusion returned. Determined to make sense of her dream, Nia sought the advice of her grandmother, a wise woman who had guided her through many of life's challenges. Nia shared her experiences with the 5 Davids and described the dream in detail, hoping that her grandmother could offer some insight. Her grandmother listened carefully, her eyes thoughtful as she considered Nia's words. "The dream is a reflection of your heart," she said softly. "Each David represents a different path, a different life you could lead. The flower represents beauty and love. The carving represents creativity and skill. The basket of fruit represents nourishment and security. The instrument represents joy and harmony, and the map represents adventure and discovery. But how do I choose?" Nia asked, feeling overwhelmed by the enormity of the decision. "I care for all of them, and each one offers something special. How do I know which path is the right one?" Her grandmother smiled gently. "The answer lies within you, Nia. The prophecy may have pointed you towards David, but it is your heart that must make the final choice. Ask yourself what you truly desire in life. Which path will bring you the most happiness and fulfillment? When you find the answer to that question, you will know which David is your true match." Nia spent the next few days reflecting on her grandmother's words. She thought deeply about her dreams, her desires, and the life she wanted to build. She considered each David and the life he represented, weighing the possibilities in her heart. As she reflected, Nia began to realize that while she admired all 5 Davids, there was one who stood out in her heart. She felt a deep connection to him, a sense of peace and certainty that she hadn't felt with the others. Slowly, the fog of confusion began to lift, and she knew what she had to do. With her heart clear and her mind at ease, Nia made her decision. She would choose the David who had captured her heart and soul, the one who made her feel truly alive. She knew that this was the path that would bring her the most happiness, the life that she was destined to lead. On the day of her decision, Nia called each David to the village square. As they gathered around her, she took a deep breath and spoke from her heart. "You are all wonderful men, and I am grateful for the time we've spent together. But there is one among you who is my true match, the David who will walk beside me for the rest of my life." She looked into the eyes of each David, seeing the anticipation and hope in their faces. Then, with a smile, she turned to the one who had captured her heart and said, "David, it is you." The David she had chosen stepped forward, his eyes filled with joy and love. He took her hand, and together they embraced, knowing that they were meant to be. The other Davids, though disappointed, smiled and wished them well, for they knew that Nia had made the right choice. The village rejoiced at the news of Nia's decision, and preparations for the wedding began. It was a joyous occasion, filled with music, dancing, and celebration. Nia and her David stood at the center of it all, their hearts full of love and gratitude. As they exchanged vows, Nia knew that she had made the right choice. The journey had been challenging, but it had led her to the one who was truly meant for her. Together, they would build a life filled with love, joy, and fulfillment. After the wedding, Nia and her David began their new life together. They built a home filled with beauty and love, just as they had dreamed. Nia's heart was at peace, knowing that she had found her true match. As the years passed, Nia and her David faced many challenges, but their love for each other remained strong. They supported each other through the ups and downs of life, always remembering the journey that had brought them together. Nia and her David grew old together, their love deepening with each passing year. They passed on the wisdom of their journey to their children and grandchildren, teaching them the importance of following their hearts and trusting in fate. And so, Nia and her David lived a long and happy life, their love a testament to the power of destiny and the wisdom of the heart. In the early years of their marriage, Nia and her David faced their first real challenge. The harvest had been poor, and the village was experiencing a time of scarcity. Nia and David worked tirelessly to make sure their family had enough, but the weight of the situation began to take its toll on them. Despite the difficulties, Nia found comfort in David's unwavering support. He always managed to lift her spirits with his optimism and determination. "We will get through this together," he would say, and Nia believed him. Their love was a source of strength, and it helped them navigate the hard times. As the years went by, another challenge arose. Nia and David had always dreamed of having children, but despite their best efforts, they had not been blessed with any. This weighed heavily on both of them, especially as they saw other couples in the village starting families. Nia began to doubt herself, wondering if she had made the right choice. But David was always there to reassure her. "Our love is enough," he would say. "We will find joy in each other and in the life we build together." His words were a balm to her troubled heart, and she found peace in his embrace. One day, as they were going about their daily tasks, a traveler arrived in the village. He was an old man, weary from his journey, and Nia and David welcomed him into their home. They provided him with food and shelter, asking nothing in return. As the traveler prepared to leave, he turned to Nia and David with a knowing smile. "You have shown great kindness and love," he said. "May you be blessed with the desires of your heart." Nia and David thanked him, thinking nothing more of it. But a few months later, Nia discovered she was with child. The joy they felt was beyond words, and they couldn't help but think of the old traveler who had blessed them. Their home, once filled with only the two of them, would soon be filled with the laughter of a child. Nia's pregnancy was a time of great joy and anticipation. The entire village shared in their happiness, and everyone eagerly awaited the arrival of the baby. When the time came, Nia gave birth to a healthy baby boy. They named him Kofi, meaning born on Friday, in honor of the day he was born. Kofi was the light of their lives, bringing even more love and happiness into their home. Nia and David cherished every moment with their son, grateful for the unexpected blessing that had come into their lives. As the years passed, Nia and David's family grew. They were blessed with 2 more children, a daughter named Amma and another son named Kwame. Their home was filled with laughter, love, and the joyful chaos that comes with raising children. Nia and David worked together to provide for their family, teaching their children the values of kindness, love, and hard work. They were determined to give them the best life possible, and they succeeded in creating a home filled with warmth and happiness. As their children grew, Nia and David began to pass on the wisdom they had gained over the years. They taught their children about the importance of following their hearts and trusting in fate, just as Nia had done when she chose David. They also shared the lessons they had learned from the challenges they had faced. They taught their children to be strong in the face of adversity, to support each other, and to always find joy in the love they shared. Nia and David's love story became a legend in the village. People would often speak of the young woman who had to choose between 5 Davids and how she had followed her heart to find her true match. Their love was seen as a testament to the power of destiny and the wisdom of listening to one's heart. Their children grew up hearing the story of how their parents met, and it became a source of inspiration for them. They knew that love was not just about finding the right person, but about building a life together, facing challenges hand in hand, and creating a legacy of love for future generations. As Nia and David's children grew into young adults, they too began to seek their own paths in life. Kofi, their eldest, had a deep love for the land, much like his father. He wanted to continue the family tradition of farming, but also dreamed of expanding the farm to include new crops and methods. Amma, their daughter, was a gifted storyteller. She had inherited her mother's wisdom and her father's creativity. Amma wanted to travel to neighboring villages to share the stories she had heard from her parents and create new ones of her own. Kwame, the youngest, was a curious and adventurous soul. He had a thirst for knowledge and a desire to explore the world beyond their village. His dreams were filled with the desire to learn about different cultures, traditions, and ways of life. Kofi's journey began with a decision to take over the family farm. He approached his father, David, with his ideas for expanding the farm and using new techniques he had learned. David was proud of his son's ambition and supported him in his endeavors. Together, Kofi and David worked to transform the farm, incorporating new crops and methods that not only increased their yield but also improved the soil and environment. Kofi's dedication and hard work paid off, and the farm flourished under his care. Amma's love for storytelling led her to travel to nearby villages, where she shared the tales she had learned from her parents. Her stories captivated audiences, and she quickly became known as one of the best storytellers in the region. Amma's stories were filled with lessons of love, wisdom, and the importance of following one's heart. She often spoke of her parents' journey and the choices they made, inspiring others to listen to their hearts and trust in fate. Kwame's thirst for knowledge led him to explore far beyond their village. He traveled to distant lands, learning about different cultures, languages, and traditions. Along the way, he encountered many challenges, but his determination and curiosity kept him moving forward. Kwame's adventures took him to places he had only dreamed of, and he returned home with a wealth of knowledge and experiences that enriched his family and the village. His stories of far-off places inspired others to pursue their own dreams and explore the world beyond their immediate surroundings. Years passed, and Nia and David's children had grown into successful and fulfilled adults. They each followed their own paths, but the love and wisdom they had received from their parents remained a guiding force in their lives. One day, they all returned home for a family reunion. Nia and David were overjoyed to see their children together again. each one having achieved their dreams and found happiness in their own way. The reunion was a joyous occasion, filled with laughter, stories, and love. Nia and David watched with pride as their children shared their experiences and the lessons they had learned along the way. It was a celebration not only of family but also of the enduring love that had brought them all together. The village joined in the celebration, recognizing the impact that Nia and David's love had on the entire community. Their story was a reminder that true love is not just about finding the right person but about building a life together, filled with challenges, joy, and unwavering support. As the years went by, Nia and David's children began to start families of their own. They passed on the lessons they had learned from their parents, ensuring that the legacy of love, wisdom, and following one's heart continued through the generations. Nia and David watched with pride as their grandchildren grew, each one carrying the spirit of love and adventure that had been passed down to them. The legacy that Nia and David had created was now thriving in the hearts and lives of their descendants. Nia and David had lived a full and satisfying life, surrounded by the love of their family and the community. They had faced challenges together, built a strong and loving home, and created a legacy that would endure for generations. As they grew older, they often reflected on their journey, from the day Nia had met the 5 Davids to the life they had built together. They knew that their love had been destined, and they were grateful for every moment they had shared. In the twilight of their lives, Nia and David faced their final challenge. David had fallen ill, and his health was rapidly declining. The once strong and vibrant man Nia had known was now frail and weak, and Nia knew that their time together was coming to an end. Despite the sadness in her heart, Nia remained strong for David. She cared for him with the same love and devotion that had defined their relationship from the beginning. David, though weakened, still found comfort in Nia's presence, knowing that he was loved until the very end. As David's condition worsened, Nia knew that the time to say goodbye was near. She stayed by his side, holding his hand and speaking to him softly. They reminisced about their life together, the challenges they had faced, the joys they had shared, and the love that had sustained them. David looked into Nia's eyes one last time and smiled. "I am so grateful for the life we've had, Nia," he whispered. "Thank you for choosing me, for loving me, and for being my true match." Tears welled up in Nia's eyes as she squeezed his hand. "Thank you for being my David," she replied. "I will love you forever." With those final words, David closed his eyes and peacefully passed away, his hand still in Nia's. David's passing brought great sadness to Nia and the entire village. He had been a beloved member of the community, known for his kindness, wisdom, and the love he had shared with Nia. The village mourned his loss, but they also celebrated the life he had lived. Nia was heartbroken, but she found solace in the memories of their life together. She knew that David was at peace, and she took comfort in the knowledge that they would be reunited in the afterlife. In the days following David's death, Nia struggled to find the strength to carry on. The void left by his absence was overwhelming, and she often found herself lost in grief. But she knew that David would want her to continue living, to find joy in the life they had built together. With the support of her children and the village, Nia slowly began to heal. She found comfort in the love of her family and in the memories of the life she and David had shared. Though the pain of his loss would never fully go away, Nia knew that she would carry David's love with her always. As time passed, Nia found a new sense of purpose. She became a mentor to the younger generation in the village, sharing the wisdom she had gained over the years. She told them stories of her life with David, teaching them about the importance of love, courage, and following one's heart. Nia's wisdom and experience became a guiding light for many, and she found fulfillment in helping others navigate their own journeys. Though her heart still ached for David, she knew that she was honoring his memory by living a life filled with love and purpose. Nia's teachings became a treasured part of the village's culture. Her wisdom was passed down through generations, and her stories became a source of inspiration for many. The lessons she had learned from her own life were now helping others find their own paths and make their own choices. Nia took great pride in seeing the impact her wisdom had on the village. She knew that David would be proud too, and that his love had been the foundation for everything she had achieved. As Nia grew older, she began to have vivid dreams of David. In these dreams, they were together again, walking through the fields of their youth, laughing and talking as they had always done. Nia cherished these dreams, seeing them as a sign that David was still with her in spirit. Each time she woke from one of these dreams, Nia felt a sense of peace and comfort. She knew that David was watching over her, and that their love would never truly fade. Nia's health began to decline as she reached the end of her life. She knew that her time was coming, and she faced it with the same grace and courage that had defined her life. She was ready to be reunited with David, and she found comfort in the thought of seeing him again. Nia spent her final days surrounded by her children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. She passed on her wisdom to them, sharing her stories and her love, ensuring that her legacy would continue long after she was gone. One peaceful night, Nia closed her eyes for the last time. As she drifted off to sleep, she felt a sense of calm and contentment. She knew that she was about to embark on her final journey, the one that would reunite her with David. In her last moments, Nia saw David's face, smiling at her with love and warmth. She reached out to him, feeling his hand in hers once again. With a heart full of love and a life well lived, Nia peacefully passed away. The village mourned the loss of Nia, just as they had mourned David years before. She had been a pillar of the community, a source of wisdom, love, and guidance for so many. Her passing marked the end of an era, but her legacy would live on in the hearts of those she had touched. Nia and David's love story was passed down through the generations, becoming a cherished part of the village's history. Their love had been a beacon of hope and inspiration, and it would continue to inspire others for years to come. In the afterlife, Nia and David were reunited at last. They walked hand in hand through the fields of their youth, just as they had in Nia's dreams. There was no more pain, no more sorrow, only love and joy as they were finally together again. Nia knew that this was the life they were meant to have, a life of eternal happiness with the one she had chosen all those years ago. Their love had transcended time and space, and they were now free to be together forever. Back in the village, Nia and David's descendants continued to honor their memory. They passed down the stories of their love, their challenges, and their triumphs, ensuring that their legacy would never be forgotten. The lessons Nia and David had taught about the importance of love, courage, and following one's heart became a guiding force for future generations. Their story was a reminder that true love is not just about finding the right person, but about building a life together, facing challenges hand in hand, and creating a legacy that would endure for generations. The story of Nia and David became a symbol of the power of destiny. It was a reminder that sometimes the path to love is not easy, but it is always worth the journey. Their love had been written in the stars, and they had followed their hearts to find each other. Their story inspired many to trust in fate and to believe that, no matter what challenges they faced, they would find their true match in the end. As the years went by, Nia and David's story continued to be told in the village. It was a tale of love, courage, and the wisdom of the heart. Their legacy was one of love and strength, and it served as a guiding light for all who heard it. The villagers knew that Nia and David's love had been destined, and they believed that true love was a force that could overcome any obstacle. The wisdom of Nia's heart had led her to her true match, and that wisdom was now a part of the village's collective soul. Nia and David's love story became a legend in the village, a tale that was passed down through the generations. It was a story of love, destiny, and the power of following one's heart. Their love had endured through the years, and it would continue to inspire others for generations to come. The village remembered Nia and David as a couple whose love had transcended time and space, whose courage had faced every challenge, and whose wisdom had guided them to their true destiny. Their love was a beacon of hope, a reminder that true love is eternal, and that the heart always knows the way. Years after Nia and David had passed, their great-granddaughter, Amina, sat by the fire with the village children gathered around her. They listened eagerly as she retold the story of Nia and David, a tale that had been passed down through generations. Amina had inherited Amma's gift of storytelling, and she spoke with a warmth and passion that captivated her young audience. The children were spellbound as she recounted how Nia had met the 5 Davids, the trials she had faced, and how she had chosen her true love. "Remember, little ones," Amina said, her voice soft and wise. "The heart always knows the way." Nia followed her heart, and it led her to a love that lasted a lifetime and beyond. The story of Nia and David had a profound impact on the children who heard it. As they grew older, they carried the lessons of the story with them. They learned that love was not just about finding the right person, but about building a life together, facing challenges with courage, and trusting in the wisdom of the heart. The story became a guide for them as they navigated their own lives. Whenever they faced difficult choices or challenges, they would remember Nia and David and the strength of their love. It gave them hope and courage, knowing that true love could overcome any obstacle. As the village continued to grow and evolve, the tradition of storytelling remained a central part of its culture. Nia and David's story was told at every gathering, every festival, and every family reunion. It was a story that connected the past with the present, reminding the villagers of the enduring power of love. Amina, now a respected elder in the village, made it her mission to ensure that the story was never forgotten. She trained the next generation of storytellers, passing on the tale with the same care and attention to detail that had been shown to her. The story lived on, a testament to the legacy of Nia and David. As time passed, the children who had grown up hearing the story of Nia and David began to embark on their own journeys. They faced challenges and made choices, just as Nia had done so many years ago. And just like Nia, they found themselves guided by the wisdom of their hearts. One young woman, named Zuri, found herself in a situation much like Nia's. She had to choose between 3 suitors, each with qualities she admired. Zuri turned to the story of Nia and David for guidance, and with the wisdom she had learned from the tale, she followed her heart and found her true match. Zuri's story became another chapter in the village's rich tradition of love and wisdom. Her journey, inspired by Nia and David, showed that the lessons of the past were still relevant and powerful in the present. Zuri and her true love built a life together, filled with the same strength and joy that had defined Nia and David's marriage. The villagers saw in Zuri's story a continuation of the legacy of love that Nia and David had started. It was a reminder that true love was a force that could shape lives and bring happiness, no matter the challenges that might arise. The village became known far and wide as the Village of Love, a place where the power of the heart was honored and celebrated. People from neighboring villages would come to hear the stories of Nia and David, Zuri, and others who had followed in their footsteps. The village elders would often say, "In our village, we believe that love is the greatest force of all. It can overcome any challenge, heal any wound, and bring light to even the darkest days." This is the legacy of Nia and David, and it is a legacy we cherish and uphold. To honor the enduring legacy of love in the village, the villagers established an annual festival of hearts. It was a time of celebration, where couples would renew their vows, young people would seek guidance from the elders, and the story of Nia and David would be retold with great reverence. The festival was a vibrant and joyous occasion, filled with music, dance, and the sharing of stories. It was a time to reflect on the power of love and to renew the commitment to following one's heart, just as Nia had done so many years ago. As the years went by, the village's tradition of honoring love and wisdom continued to grow stronger. The villagers looked to the stories of their ancestors for guidance in their own lives, knowing that the lessons of the past held the key to a happy and fulfilled future. The wisdom of Nia and David, passed down through the generations, became a guiding light for all who heard it. It was a reminder that the heart's wisdom was timeless, and that true love was a gift that could be cherished and nurtured for generations. In the hearts of the villagers, the story of Nia and David was more than just a tale of love. It was a testament to the power of destiny and the importance of trusting in the heart's true path. The villagers knew that by following their hearts, they too could find the happiness and fulfillment that Nia and David had experienced. The story became a part of the village's identity, a symbol of the values they held dear. It was a reminder that no matter where life might lead, the heart would always know the way. As the years turned into decades, the legacy of Nia and David continued to be honored and celebrated in the village. Their love story had become a cornerstone of the village's culture, a source of inspiration for all who heard it. Nia and David's descendants carried on the tradition of storytelling, ensuring that the lessons of love, courage, and the wisdom of the heart would never be forgotten. Their legacy was one that would endure for all time, a testament to the power of love and the strength of the human spirit. In the village of love, Nia and David's story was not just a tale of the past. It was a living, breathing part of the present and the future. It was a reminder that true love is eternal, and that the heart, when guided by love, will always find its way. As the village of love continued to thrive, its reputation for nurturing and celebrating love spread to neighboring regions. Visitors came from far and wide to witness the Festival of Hearts and to learn about the story of Nia and David. The village welcomed these visitors with open arms, eager to share the wisdom and traditions that had shaped their community. The story of Nia and David was told and retold, inspiring many to reflect on their own journeys and the importance of love in their lives. Among the many visitors to the village were young seekers, individuals who were searching for their own paths in life. They were drawn to the story of Nia and David, hoping to find guidance and inspiration for their own romantic and personal quests. One such seeker was Kofi, a young man who was struggling with a difficult decision. He had met two remarkable women, both of whom he cared deeply for. Unsure of which path to choose, Kofi sought the wisdom of the village elders. Kofi spent time with the elders, listening to their stories and gaining insights into the nature of love and destiny. He learned about Nia and David's journey and how they had faced their own dilemmas with courage and faith. Inspired by their story, Kofi began to reflect on his own heart and what it truly desired. He took time to understand himself and his feelings, seeking clarity on what was most important to him. Through this process, he learned to trust his own intuition and wisdom. As Kofi continued his journey, he found solace in the lessons he had learned from the village. He realized that the heart's wisdom was a powerful guide, and that understanding oneself was crucial in making important decisions. With newfound clarity, Kofi made his choice and followed his heart. His decision was not just about choosing between two people, but about aligning his life with his true values and desires. He found happiness and fulfillment in his choice, knowing that he had trusted his heart. Kofi's story became a part of the village's growing legacy. It was shared alongside the tale of Nia and David, illustrating how the principles of love and wisdom continued to influence lives in meaningful ways. The village saw an increasing number of individuals coming to learn from their traditions and stories. Each new story added to the rich tapestry of the village's heritage, expanding the legacy of Nia and David. The elders in the village played a crucial role in guiding newcomers and helping them understand the deeper meanings of the stories they heard. They were revered as mentors, passing down not only the tale of Nia and David, but also the lessons of wisdom and love. One elder, named Nana, was particularly known for her ability to connect with people and offer insightful guidance. Her stories and advice became a beacon for many seeking to navigate their own journeys. As the village continued to flourish, the next generation of storytellers emerged. These young men and women, inspired by the stories of their ancestors, began to share their own experiences and insights. Their fresh perspectives added new dimensions to the village's legacy. They told stories of love, courage, and self-discovery, contributing to the ever-evolving narrative of the Village of Love. In addition to the stories of romance, the village also celebrated tales of friendship and community. One such story was that of Ao and Tund, two lifelong friends who had faced numerous challenges together. Their story became a cherished part of the village's folklore, demonstrating the importance of loyalty, support, and the strength of true friendship. It reinforced the idea that love and connection come in many forms, not just romantic. The village continued to thrive as a place of healing and inspiration. People came to find comfort in the stories and wisdom shared by the community. The tales of Nia and David, along with the stories of others, offered solace and hope to those in need. The stories served as a reminder that even in the face of adversity, there was always a path forward guided by love and wisdom. The village became known not only for its love stories, but also for its ability to heal and uplift. As the village's story continued to unfold, the cycle of life and the passage of time became evident. Elders passed on their wisdom to the younger generation, who in turn would one day share their own stories and lessons. The story of Nia and David remained at the heart of this cycle, a timeless example of love and destiny that connected the past with the present and the future. It was a symbol of the enduring power of love and the importance of following one's heart. As the years went by, the village saw the passing of some of its beloved elders. Each departure was a moment of reflection and celebration of the wisdom they had imparted. Nana, the esteemed elder, was among those who eventually passed on. Her legacy lived on through the many stories she had shared and the lives she had touched. The village honored her memory with a grand celebration, recounting the wisdom she had given and the impact she had made. With the passing of the elders, new leaders emerged to guide the village. These leaders, inspired by the legacy of Nia, David, and the previous generation of elders, took on the responsibility of preserving and sharing the village's rich traditions. They worked to ensure that the values of love, wisdom, and community remained central to village life. They also embraced new ideas and perspectives, blending tradition with innovation to keep the village vibrant and dynamic. As the village adapted to the changing times, the tradition of storytelling evolved. New forms of communication, such as written records and digital media, were used to share the stories and wisdom of the village with a wider audience. The story of Nia and David continued to be told, but it was now also preserved in books and online platforms. This ensured that their legacy reached even more people beyond the borders of the village. The story of Nia and David gained recognition beyond their village. It was celebrated as a universal tale of love and destiny, resonating with people from different cultures and backgrounds. The village welcomed visitors from all over the world, eager to share their story and learn from others. This global exchange enriched the village's traditions and broadened its impact, spreading the message of love and wisdom far and wide. As the village continued to thrive, it remained a place of inspiration and hope. The story of Nia and David, along with the many other tales shared, continued to be a source of guidance for those seeking to understand the mysteries of love and destiny. The legacy of Nia and David lived on in the hearts of those who heard their story, and in the many lives that were touched by their example. Their love had transcended time and space, and their story would continue to inspire future generations for years to come. Each year, The village celebrated the Festival of Hearts with even greater enthusiasm. It became not only a celebration of Nia and David's love, but also a testament to the enduring power of love in all its forms. The festival brought together people from different walks of life, all united by their shared appreciation for the story and its message. It was a joyous occasion filled with music, dance, and storytelling, where the legacy of Nia and David was honored and cherished. The tale of Nia and David became a story for the ages, a timeless example of love, destiny, and the wisdom of the heart. It was a story that would continue to be told and retold, inspiring countless individuals to follow their hearts and seek true love. The Village of Love remained a beacon of hope and inspiration, a place where the power of love and the importance of following one's heart were celebrated every day. At the heart of the village, there was a beautiful garden dedicated to Nia and David. It was a place of tranquility and reflection, where people came to connect with the essence of the story and find peace. The garden was adorned with flowers, statues, and inscriptions that commemorated the love and wisdom of Nia and David. It was a place where visitors could sit, meditate, and draw inspiration from the legacy of the couple who had touched so many lives. In the center of the garden stood an eternal flame, symbolizing the undying love of Nia and David. The flame was a reminder that true love, once kindled, never fades. It burned brightly as a beacon of hope, guiding those who sought to find their own path in love and life. The flame was tended to by the village's guardians, who ensured that it remained lit and vibrant. It was a symbol of the village's commitment to preserving the legacy of Nia and David and the values they embodied. The story of Nia and David continued to be a central part of the village's culture, a reminder of the circle of life and the importance of passing on wisdom and love to future generations. As new stories were added to the village's rich tapestry, the legacy of Nia and David remained a guiding force. Their love had created a ripple effect that continued to touch lives and inspire hearts, creating a legacy that would endure for all time. The villagers often reflected on the wisdom of Nia, whose journey had taught them the importance of following the heart and trusting in one's intuition. Her story served as a source of guidance for many, offering insights into the nature of love and the value of self-discovery. Nia's wisdom was celebrated through various traditions and rituals, ensuring that her legacy lived on in the hearts of those who sought to understand the deeper meanings of love and destiny. David's legacy was equally honored, as he had been a symbol of steadfastness, honor, and true love. His role in the story had shown the importance of integrity and the strength of character in building a lasting relationship. The villagers often spoke of David's virtues, drawing inspiration from his example. His legacy was a reminder of the qualities that define a true partner and the importance of staying true to one's values. The village continued to celebrate the journey of the heart, recognizing that love was a complex and evolving experience. The stories told in the village were a testament to the many facets of love and the different paths people took to find it. The journey of the heart was explored through various tales and traditions, each adding to the rich mosaic of the village's cultural heritage. These stories served as a guide for those navigating their own journeys and seeking to understand the nature of love. Looking to the future, the village's vision remained centered on love, wisdom, and community. The story of Nia and David was a cornerstone of this vision, a symbol of the values that continued to shape the village's identity. The village's leaders and storytellers worked to ensure that the vision was upheld and that the legacy of Nia and David continued to inspire and guide future generations. Their story was a reminder of the enduring power of love and the importance of staying true to one's heart. The bond between Nia and David was celebrated as an eternal connection that transcended time and space. Their love had created a legacy that continued to influence the village and inspire individuals across the world. The villagers believed that true love formed an unbreakable bond, one that could not be diminished by time or distance. The story of Nia and David was a testament to this belief, a reminder that love, when genuine and steadfast, endures forever. The village's celebrations were not just about honoring the past, but also about celebrating life in all its forms. The stories of Nia and David, along with other tales, were a reflection of the joy and richness of life. Festivals and gatherings were occasions to celebrate the beauty of life, the strength of community, and the power of love. The village's vibrant culture was a testament to the positive impact of these celebrations on the lives of its people. The tradition of storytelling continued to flourish in the village, with new stories and perspectives adding to the legacy. The tales of Nia and David were woven into the fabric of the village's culture, alongside other narratives that explored themes of love, wisdom, and community. The village's storytellers played a crucial role in preserving and sharing these stories, ensuring that the legacy of Nia and David, along with other tales, remained a living part of the community. The wisdom of the heart was celebrated as the ultimate guide in navigating life's challenges and choices. The story of Nia and David was a powerful example of how the heart's wisdom could lead to true happiness and fulfillment. The village continued to teach the importance of listening to one's heart and trusting in its guidance. This wisdom was passed down through stories, rituals, and daily practices, shaping the lives of the villagers and inspiring them to follow their own paths. The village of love thrived in harmony, with its people living in accordance with the values of love, wisdom, and community. The story of Nia and David was a unifying force, bringing people together and fostering a sense of belonging and connection. The village's harmonious existence was a reflection of the principles embodied in the story, demonstrating the positive impact of living in alignment with these values. As the village continued to grow and evolve, the legacy of Nia and David remained a central part of its identity. Their story was a timeless reminder of the power of love, the wisdom of the heart, and the importance of following one's true path. The village's commitment to preserving and honoring this legacy ensured that the story of Nia and David would continue to inspire and guide future generations. Their love had created a legacy that would endure for all time. The village continued to flourish as a beacon of hope and inspiration. Each year, new tales and stories were added to its rich tradition, drawing on the timeless wisdom of Nia and David. The hope that their story inspired was evident in the lives of those who sought out the village for guidance and solace. The villagers embraced this role with open hearts, sharing their own experiences and learning from others. This exchange of stories and wisdom created a vibrant community where hope and love were celebrated every day. The ancestors were honored and remembered through various rituals and ceremonies. The village believed that the guidance and wisdom of their forebears continued to influence and support them. One such ceremony was the Day of Reflection, a time when villagers gathered to honor their ancestors and reflect on the lessons they had imparted. The story of Nia and David was a central part of this ceremony, symbolizing the enduring connection between past and present. A new generation of storytellers emerged, eager to continue the tradition of sharing the village's rich history and wisdom. These young storytellers brought fresh perspectives and creative approaches to the tales of Nia and David. Their stories blended traditional elements with modern interpretations, making the legends accessible to a new audience. They continued to captivate listeners with their passion and creativity, ensuring that the legacy of Nia and David remained vibrant and relevant. The elders remained a source of profound wisdom and guidance for the village. Their life experiences and insights were invaluable, and they continued to play a crucial role in nurturing the community's values and traditions. Elders like Nana had passed on their knowledge to the next generation, ensuring that their wisdom lived on. They served as mentors and advisors, helping young people navigate their own journeys and make informed decisions. The village celebrated its unity through various festivals and events. These gatherings brought people together from all walks of life. reinforcing the bonds of community and the shared values of love and wisdom. The Festival of Hearts was one such celebration, a time when the village came together to honor the legacy of Nia and David. It was a joyous occasion filled with music, dance, and storytelling, reinforcing the sense of unity and connection among the villagers. The village continued to uphold its traditions, recognizing their importance in maintaining a sense of identity and continuity. The stories of Nia and David were a cornerstone of these traditions, serving as a touchstone for the community's values and beliefs. Maintaining these traditions was essential for preserving the village's heritage and ensuring that the lessons of the past were not forgotten. The villagers took great care in passing down these traditions to future generations. The legacy of Nia and David had a profound impact on the village and its people. It was a reminder of the enduring power of love and the importance of following one's heart. This legacy was reflected in the lives of those who had been touched by their story. Their love had inspired countless individuals to seek out their own paths and build meaningful connections with others. As the village looked to the future, it remained committed to upholding the values and traditions that had shaped its identity. The story of Nia and David continued to serve as a guiding light, inspiring new generations to follow their hearts and seek true love. The village's future was bright, with a strong sense of community and a deep appreciation for its heritage. The legacy of Nia and David would continue to influence and inspire, ensuring that their story remained a cherished part of the village's history. The legacy of Nia and David was celebrated as a testament to the power of love and the wisdom of the heart. Their story had created a lasting impact, shaping the lives of those who heard it and inspiring them to embrace love and follow their own paths. The village continued to honor this legacy, sharing the story with new generations and ensuring that the lessons of love and destiny remained a central part of its culture. As the village continued to grow and evolve, it embraced a new beginning, guided by the timeless wisdom of Nia and David. Their story had laid the foundation for a vibrant and thriving community, where love, wisdom, and unity were celebrated and cherished. The future was bright, with the legacy of Nia and David shining as a beacon of hope and inspiration. Their love had created a lasting legacy, one that would continue to guide and inspire for generations to come. In the heart of the village of love, the story of Nia and David was not just a tale of the past, but a living, breathing part of the present and the future. It was a reminder that true love, when nurtured and cherished, has the power to shape lives and create a legacy that endures forever. Please like and subscribe to our channel for more bedtime African folktale stories.